All right, guys, we're here. We're here. We're in the house. What's going on? How's everyone doing today? It is Monday, June 22nd, 12:15 p.m. Yes, I usually go live earlier. Monday is a work day for me. You guys know I run a strength and conditioning business from my gym in Sydney. So, what I do purposefully is I front load my week. So, I always, you know, I give a lot of advice. Some of my clients are fitness, some of my clients are business related. When I'm talking to younger people who are working on being an entrepreneur, running their own business, I always talk about, and you could do this with your fitness too. I always talk about front load your weeks, whether it's your fitness output, your programming, be really productive Monday, Tuesday. And because no matter how busy the week is or whatever may happen in your life, if you're over productive on Mondays and Tuesdays, as the week progresses, you would have already put that energy and output in. So by Mondays at 12:15 p.m., I've already seen 5 clients. I've already done, a couple hours of online coaching, that sort of thing. So I've done my best to get this early. It took me about 2 hours to do my upload and editing of Lewis Crocker versus Liam Paro. So that video is up. I usually do like 10 to 15 minute stats don't lie videos. This one was like 16 minutes. Same format. It's just there was a lot to cover. So I'm taking Liam Paro. I like Paro on points. So watch that video. It's under the fight prediction playlist. Like the video for me. Comment if you agree or disagree. Do all that good stuff. I'm watching New Zealand versus Egypt. New Zealand is the lowest ranked team, and they're up 1-0 in the second half. I played the draw. I took the draw with Cape Verde, and we hit. So the Discord's been popping, dude. I'm going to get to that in a second. We're going to go over this past weekend. Wasn't a big betting weekend for me on the boxing front. I only did 2 or 3 bets in boxing, and I did 1 or 2 in UFC. And we finished with 3 straight. I've hit my last 4 bets, but not include the NRL doesn't count, World Cup doesn't count. We hit Oscar Kayato rounds 1 and 2. We hit our triple, our UFC triple. So end of to end. Brad Pauls didn't come through for us. Not the biggest of deal. I told you guys all week. A lot of you guys were asking me who I was taking. If you're in the Discord, I was like, look, if your bets aren't in, don't bet. Take the weekend off. I know a lot of the boys took the weekend off. Wasn't a big betting weekend for me. I didn't go heavy on anything. I am going heavy on Liam Paro, though. I told you guys that. And that fight is in 48 hours. So we're going to get into it. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Like this video wherever you are in the world. I say welcome our JSB Discord. We're growing. August will be a year. We're approaching 530 JSB insiders. If you want to become an insider on YouTube or on Patreon, click that link that's pinned in the comments section below. It's a couple bucks a month. I do Patreon only live streams. You get all my tickets in the Patreon. YouTube, you get elevated on the live streams. Whichever way you choose, you become part of our Discord. So I'm going to get into it real quick, and then we'll take your questions. Okay, so this was the UFC parlay hitting. This is the most fun bit. Is like live chatting in the Discord. So this is right when our UFC parlay hit. It's my favorite thing to do is pop into the Discord during the fights. So if you're Egypt equalizes 1-1. That's what we needed, boy. I did a sneaky 30-1 parlay. Egypt equalized. It's 1-1. Hopefully this ends 1-1 and we're up. Shout out to our World Cup chat. So this was our we played this live. I played this live. This was a plus 578. Navajo Sterling and Manel Kopp both by knockout. Biggest benefit of becoming an insider is not getting my bets. It's becoming part of our community. Did you guys hear me? The biggest benefit of becoming a member is not getting my bets. It's joining our community. You get my bets as well, but it's the community. This is right after our UFC hit. This is a benefit. I told you guys this was a half hour before the fight. Look, the odds on Oscar Kayato money line were so terrible. We know about Kayato's last second replacement opponents. He was like $1.07. $100 on Kayato on the money line was $7 in return, so it was a no bet. But the chat and I look what we found. the chat and I, about a half hour before the fight, we were doing our research, we were digging, and we came up with this bet. We were like, look, if you take Caiazzo rounds 1 and 2 plus 280. So that's exactly what we did. This didn't get posted on YouTube. This didn't get posted on Patreon. I'm not going to. This is in the live betting. You know what I'm saying? By the time the fights are happening, if you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. You know, what can I tell you? And that's the action we hunt. So we are up, man. This past weekend was actually sneaky good. Caiazzo fight schedule. We got some big fights coming. You guys better be excited. Paro, Crocker. Go to my Instagram, Johnny Stoff. Go vote. I already know these. I already know the answers to this. Liam Talava'a. This is my dog on Wednesday. Let's go, Liam. Get your money, godson. So, he's 6'1", southpaw, super athletic, heavyweight, got power in his hands, going up against a really big Dempsey McKeon. I'm leaning on Liam. Great value too on the money line. I'm super excited for the fights. Paro, I want to show you something. Paro and Crocker. How do you got to like both guys. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about personalities, and this is another thing about our community. I'm not taking Crocker, but I like Crocker. You watch how he moves, how he operates. You watch his interviews. I like Lewis Crocker. You know what I'm saying? He seems like a good bloke. Same thing with Liam Paro. Personality-wise, in terms of likability, this might sound weird. I actually like Lewis Crocker more. Liam's a little bit too serious for me. I'm a bit of a clown. My personality, I like clowning people. I like having fun. Liam Paro is a little bit too serious for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking out of the ring sort of things. So, people are like, who would you rather get a beer with? I'd say Lewis Crocker, dude. Lewis Crocker from Belfast, Northern, man. We'd go out on the town and, probably get in some trouble. But that being said, in the ring, I think Liam Paro is the better boxer. I think he has better hand speed, better timing. I like his jab. I like his counterboxing. So if you want to see all of my breakdown reasoning on why I'm taking Liam Paro on points, watch the Stats Don't Lie video. Lewis Crocker is going to be the bigger guy. He has the power advantage. Now, it's going to be, the biggest question with this fight I've been getting asked is, Johnny, what Lewis Crocker are we going to see? Are we going to see Lewis Crocker up until Paddy Donovan won, when he was this front foot aggressive power puncher? Or are we going to see Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan 2, when he fought off of the back foot, up against the ropes, fought a bit negative, and fought as a counterboxer? And he won. He had two big moments. I definitely scored that fight for Donovan. I think we're going to see Lewis Crocker 1. I think we're going to see Lewis Crocker, OG, power puncher, front foot. You got to think that's the one we're going to get. He's the bigger guy in there. He's the champion. He's the traveling B-side. And I don't expect him to fight a fight in which he thinks he's going to win a decision. So if you're a Lewis Crocker fan and you think he's going to win, he's the underdog. Take him on the money line. That's already great value. But also, man, if you think Lewis Crocker is going to win, I would take him by knockout. Based off styles, based off of Liam Paro struggling with David Papo's size. Paro's first fight at 147 was against Papo, a 6-foot Frenchman with not a lot of power, and we saw Liam struggled with him. He got touched up against him. We don't. Super Matias wasn't hitting Liam Paro that clean, even though that was at 140. So you got to see the length, the range, the size. You got to see those problems. Liam struggled with that. Both guys in their last fights found a way to win in very close fights in which a lot of people said they probably should have lost. We're not judges. We don't get paid to score the fights. We do get paid to break them down. We do get paid to make our bets. So that's what we get paid to do. JSB Insiders, best community out here. So it's interesting, man. I understand the Lewis Crocker side. I understand the Liam Paro side. There's always going to be an element of politics. So keep that in mind. And just in terms of overall boxing pedigree, how the fighter looks, the skills the fighter has, the well-roundedness, the setups, the feints, I give all that to Liam Paro. So when you talk about the assets of, like, what are the variables, who has more variables, 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3 in their toolbox of winning a fight, I would say Liam Paro probably has 3 or 4 versus Lewis Crocker's 1 to 2. Now, fight night will be here soon. We'll see how it plays out. I've been talking a lot. You guys know I could talk. I'm gonna say what's up to the boys now. Dude, this World Cup soccer's off the hook though, on some real levels, boy. I'm the biggest soccer casual. All right, this is a view that I think right here. Okay, this you get a pretty good see. Look at the size difference. Yeah, Liam's listed at 5'8.5", and Lewis is 5'9". Now you never know what type of shoes they're wearing. Some fighters wear Tims. You know, I don't know how old you guys are, but I used to rock. My generation, we all, no matter where you were from, everybody had a pair of like the tan Timberlands. Some of the boys had black Tims. I rock the tan Tims. You rock them with some denim jeans. Those would make me like 6'1". You know what I'm saying? I would wear the Tims if I went on a date. You know, early college years, late high school. If I was going on a date, I'm rocking my Tims to make me a little bit taller. So you never know what. The point is, these guys, some guys are wearing flats. We'll know tomorrow during the weigh-ins. But Crocker always is going to come in shape. Um, Liam is always going to be switched on. It's a fun fight. The whole card is fun. I'm excited about this card, but you can see the size difference right there if you want to make anything of that. Watch this video after you're done with the live. That's us now, and we're caught up. I'm going to pull up the odds now. All right, I'm going to say what's up to this chat. I'm gonna get caught up. Pay De Niro, JSB Insiders, we up. John Mags, what's up, Johnny Salute? Week ain't over till still got the dog of the week, and how Paro by points is my feeling. Croc has to knock. Yep, same. Christos, morning, Johnny. I did not like Crocker's energy. The face-off, admitting he's the underdog. He should assert. Yeah, I think so. You got to think that that's going to be Crocker's game plan. Liam Talava'a, he's my dog. Look, it's a value play. Liam's my boy. It's no secret that I talk about Liam on the channel. I've been featuring Liam for 4 or 5 years now. Go check the interviews. I used to manage fighters out of his gym. I know Tony Del Vecchio, his coach, the guy who owns Bontai Boxing Club. So when you think about career trajectories, where you think about where Dempsey McKeon's been, the fights he had at the highest level, where his career trajectory is trending, he's what, 35, 36 now? He's massive. He's a big dude. And when you think about all that with Liam Talava'a, same sort of thing. Oh my God, Egypt goes up 2-1. What are you doing, New Zealand? You're ruining my draw. God damn it. Egypt just went up 2-1. Pretty easy goal, too. They're going crazy. But Talavaa'a's he turns pro in 2021, no amateur background. This is a guy who walks into the gym, super athletic. He's one of these hybrid heavyweights, aggressive southpaw. His one loss on his record was against Brandon Gratch, the Bull. And it was I think a potential round of the year or fight of the year in 2023, a fight in which Liam drops Gratch early, looks like Gratch was out, and then Gratch gets back up on his feet, and then Gratch stopped Liam. And then and then Liam also had a blemish. He lost against Steven Ivich on points, a fight that was kind of boring. Ivich fought him on the outside. I felt like you could have gave that fight to Liam if you wanted to. Talava'a then gets his rematch against Brandon Gratch and knocks him out. When I'm watching the levels of fight to fight with Liam, he's added levels. He's a very skilled southpaw. He has good punch placement, accurate power, believes in his power, believes in his chin. And I think he's going to be able to find that chin. I know it's like a 5-6 inch height difference, but I think that could play into the hard-hitting southpaw's advantage, getting up and under. He's super aggressive, and I just don't like how slow Dempsey McKeon is. Great value play. You know what I'm saying? Dempsey McKeon's like 32% on the money line. So Liam Talava'a, there's a lot to like about that dog. He's definitely going to fight. He's definitely going to fight for your money too. Rodrigo, let's go, Liam. Let's go. Crispy Chris in the house. What's up, my mans? Last time I was here, you look like Vanilla Ice. Now you look like Tom. The hair's growing. Yeah, man. Vanilla Ice. That's when I had. Damn, Toxic. Where you been at, boy? That's when I had the shaved sides. I was doing the shaved sides. I think I'm gonna do the Oscar Caiazzo beard with the shaved mustache next. I think that's the move. That's what Christos wants me to do. Because Caiazzo was fighting last time. I was like, I've seen the Dagestani grapplers do that, and maybe it's a certain region of the world. Maybe I don't know if it's an Islam thing. I'm not. I'm kind of ignorant on traditional religious customs, but I've seen like Khabib Nurmagomedov, Hamza Chimaev. They'll do the beard with the shaved mustache, which looks bizarre. I've never seen a Puerto Rican fighter do it. So Oscar Cayazzo, I was like, what is that look? That thick beard with no mustache? That looks suspicious. So then I think I'm gonna rock that. Just for the sake of all argument, bullshit aside, just so I'm not a hater. I'm gonna grow the beard and shave the mustache, see what it looks like. Xander Moneyline. Good value. Xander will fight. Guys, this is where we are in the game. Whatever bet you're taking, what I challenge you to do is whatever fight you like, whether you're taking the dog or not, based on their resume, based on their fight style, based on their career, you got to ask yourself, will this fighter fight for my money? Brad Pauls will not fight for our money. Throw him in the bin. Brad Pauls, 33 years old. You're going up against a club level Bradley Goldsmith and you get outboxed from pillar to post. You ain't fighting for our money. Hindsight's 2020. We know that he was losing every round against Shaquille, and then he knocked Shaquille out. It was just one of those vanity picks. That pick sucked. Come on, man. Ryan Gardner, no love? No love? No, everybody. I got JSB insiders trolling me, which is great. I'm learning how to deal with the trolls. This is all new to me, right? I never really had to deal with trolls before on this side of the game. Fitness side, Instagram side, 10 years ago, yeah. I used to take my shirt off, all that good stuff. So I'm used to that. But from the boxing betting side, it's all new. When I see JSB insiders on YouTube who pay for the membership trolling me, I'm like, bro, if you're gonna make fun of my um, Brad Paul's pick, at least give me props for Ryan Gardner beating the brakes off of Magnesi. A lot of you YouTube content creators were picking Magnesi, and then also a lot of the YouTube content creators, when you guys lose, nobody talks about the losses. At least you know, and maybe this is why the JSB insiders troll me. At least you know I'll talk about the losses. It's the losses that I remember the most. The Ryan Gardner, man, I've always rated Ryan Gardner. I've been winning money on Ryan Gardner for 2 or 3 years now. And the fight looked exactly how I thought it was going to look. It was a great fight, a fire fight, one of the best I've seen in 2026. Shout out to Magnesi. He's just one of these kids, blood and guts. And that was a great fight. But it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Tell me why ain't nothing but a tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Come on, man. I'm into music. Daniel Dog, nah, Yuri's gonna get the break speed off him. We're disagreeing on that. Even though Yuri Sedaniel won us money, Julius, on his last fight against the old man, I'm done with these over padded Dominican records, especially in this modern era. I don't think he's tough enough. I think Jahai Tucker is seasoned for 23. I think he's big, strong, and mean. And I don't trust Cedeno. I don't trust his. We're going to, for all my questions about Cedeno, those questions have been answered watching Jahai get paired since he was a teenager. Tough, tough, and tough. And I think this is the fight for Cedeno where he's paired tough, and I'm leaning with Jahai. I think he beats that man up. Edwin Arroyo. Right now, De Los Santos. I'm a fan of Ryo, but right now my wall. If De Los Santos is who De Los Santos, who we remember him as, even though he hasn't fought in a couple years, it seems like hasn't fought in a while. If he hasn't aged, if he hasn't declined, we've already seen this story play out. Edwin, we'll see. I'm watching No Limit press conference right now. George Rose is certain Paro is leaving double champion like the script is already written. Also, Talavaha said George Rose and the. Dude, look, guys, Talavaha, when you're looking at how he's being moved, and Liam Paro. There's one fighter ever in Australian boxing history, and this is what I like to do with my Stats Don't Lie videos. This is why I don't do a lot of them because I put a lot of energy and effort into them. Is I have fun doing them. They're kind of like education for me. I enjoy editing, I enjoy filming, I enjoy recording, I enjoy writing, right? So I get to do all that. But also there's stats in there. They're hidden in there. Like if you've watched the Stats Don't Lie video, who's the only Australian boxer to become a 2-division world champion? There's only one. I bring it up in there. Liam Paro, if he beats Crocker, he'll be the second ever of all time to win divisions, to win titles in 2 divisions. So is the script already written? I kind of don't play into that sort of conspiracy theory narrative. Who's the A side? these guys, who has the more upside? Liam Talavaha, he has a fan-friendly style, man. Aggressive, athletic, fun. I like the undersized heavyweight. I like how much he believes in his power. He could take a shot. He has a beard on him. And I think it's perfect matchmaking for what they believe they have in Liam. This guy is devoted to the game, lives in the gym. You know, what they feel and we know the heavyweight division isn't deep. How about this? How about Liam beats McKean, and then you put Liam in there with Terramona, and see what time it really is. The Cook Islands versus Australia. I know Terramona is, he represents both. But they think they got one with Liam. So this is the matchmaking you want. You want to pair him this way, and I like the way they've been moving him. And I like the get back he had with Gratch, because Gratch was getting moved. When Gratch stopped Talava, people were like, oh, shit. And then Talava was like, give me my get back. I'm thinking about putting Argentina moneyline Norway. Yeah, I pulled out of a hat. So we did this, picked all the teams, all my clients, and then my girl, some of my friends. She pulled Brazil, and I pulled Argentina. So I'm rocking my powder blue and white. Even though, I hope the States. It's 2-1 now. God damn it. World Cup and popping. Same. Crocker is a live dog. Paro's power, quickness, and durability at 147 is questionable. Yeah, we covered that for sure. I had my UFC cycle parlay reposted by decision. Murtazaila by sub. Damn, holla at your boy. Johnny, what's up? Glad I caught you live. Been missing the past few weeks. We up this week. Let's go, baby boo. JSB Insiders looks like Salton England is up. Looks like Salton in England is up. What's up, JSI? Salton. Oh, really? Jackson John England, that's my guy. Is that fight not going down? That's heartbreaking. He's been waiting for a big fight for like 2 years. Why? Did Abdullayev? Did somebody get hurt? Damn. Sultan Zauerbeck. It was supposed to be a title eliminator. Who remembers Johnny Shadowbox to Voodoo by Oh, dude, D'Angelo is one of my favorite artists. Who remembers? I listen to D'Angelo every 3 days. If you know, you know. I grew up on some D'Angelo. Just check the short playlist, brother. It's up. Did you see how chill Crocker was? Yeah, maybe he's on them edibles. Liam Paro is just more skilled fighter. He just needs a box. Yeah, I talked about that. Liam is going to have to navigate the aggression. He has really good timing, guys. Liam has good timing, and I think what Liam does really well, that's where Crocker struggles. Crocker tends to overthrow. He gets out of position. He gets over on the front foot. Now, will Crocker invest in the body? Will Crocker be more patient? How will Crocker win rounds? Will he counter? But I think Crocker's going to be aggressive. If I'm Lewis Crocker's coach, I'm telling him to go win this fight. Go bring your belt back home. Go get on your front foot. This is a smaller guy. He's not going to be able to take your power. That's what I would tell Lewis Crocker. That would be my game plan. It would not be sit on your back foot, let him come to you, be on the ropes, and fight negative. He's not going to. If he fights the way he fought against Patty in the second fight, he's not winning a decision. We're going to see Johnny Savage this week in Azerbaijan. I got one play right now. I took my boy Energy. He's a dog. Dude, they matched Charles Johnson up with all the prospects. I think this dude, he's a local. He's 5'4". Charles being a 5'9". I really like this fight at plus money. How do you not take Charles Johnson? We're talking UFC. We need New Zealand to equalize it. Egypt's up 2-1. Yep, 2-1. New Zealand got a score. Cheers. 86 Boxing TV. What's up? Boxing has been ass. MMA. What? I like both, man. Boxing was my first love, but I'm an MMA head too. I would never call boxing ass. Pretty common. Oh, so the beard, no mustache is common in Puerto Rico. I didn't know that. So it's not a religious thing. I thought it was a Muslim thing. I'm on De. What's up, Ryan? I'm on De Los Santos. I like Edwin. Brandon, hey Johnny, I think Bam is ready for anyway. I'm going with Zayas for the upset. Is Bam ready for anyway? Got to be honest with you, man. Shout out to Antonio Vargas. Those 14 seconds will haunt us until the end of time. Those 14 seconds will haunt us forever. That was the last time I went full unit on a bet 2 weeks ago. Bam in the over 5.5. You guys know what I'm talking about. Vargas was touching him up, man. Vargas was hitting him pretty. He was doing that pity pat, changing the tempo and then sitting. And I was surprised. I didn't expect Bam to get touched that much. Is he ready for anyway? I don't know. It's hard. How do we get past Crocker and Paro? How do we get past Boots Zayas? We got to get. It's like we're training for like special forces, and we're doing that like obstacle course, and it's muddy out, and they got us under the tripwire, and we have to army crawl through the mud in the rain under the razor wire. That's how I look at what we're doing. How I can't get to I can't shower off the mud until we get through the razor wire. We can't get back to the barracks until we get through this first segment. So it's hard for me to even think about Bam versus Inoue until that shit gets scheduled. You're going with Zayas for the upset. I think he'll fight for your money. Xander will fight for your money for sure. What diet are you on? What foods? As a coach and a lifelong athlete and a guy who really looks after myself, I don't believe in diets. I think, and if you read my second published book, a little shout out called The 24-Hour Reset, I have a whole chapter about this. Chapter 3 is called Fuck Breakfast. And the philosophy around that is we need to, oh my God, Egypt is just belt ass now. Belt the ass. Egypt is just belt the ass. 3-1. There goes that draw. New Zealand. They were all hyped. So the philosophy around fuck breakfast is with so many people in the West unhealthy, overweight, obese, we have to rename the foods that we eat. The idea that we need to eat breakfast every day, eat lunch every day, eat dinner every day, and put names on this, when you're 30 years old, you shouldn't be eating the same way you were eating when you were 10. When you're 40 years old, you shouldn't be eating the same way when you were 20. So when you ask what diets, I don't believe in diets. Diets are meant to be broken. What you should be focusing on is not opening up your food. If you're opening up your food, if you're reading ingredients of your food, don't eat it. So there's a saying, if you have to read it, don't eat it. Real food doesn't have labels. Real food doesn't have ingredients. Eat things that are, either we're swimming in the ocean, we're walking on the ground, we're flying, animals. And then depending, if you're bloating, you should look at a thing called a hormetic response. Root word of hormetic is hormone. Everybody has a hormetic response. Our microbiome, our gut will react to certain things. Some people's gut reacts a certain way to grains. Some people's my gut reacts a certain way to vegetables. So even though I love vegetables, I love green and red capsicum. I love broccoli. I love asparagus. I love carrots. I love all vegetables, to be honest with you. It's just when I eat them, I get really bloated and I get a lot of pain. That's called my body, my microbiome having a hormetic response in the breakdown. A lot of that comes down to genetics, though. What part of the world your ancestors are from. So that's why, how could I believe in a diet when everybody's body is a little bit different and everybody's body, depending on where you are in life, how old you are, will react in a certain way to breaking these foods down. So my advice to you is to experiment with real food, see how your body reacts. Also, portion size. You don't have to eat a lot of food, especially the older you get. At 44 years old, I eat twice a day. And, the goal is to never be hungry and never be full. So I'm never going to put myself in a position to be starving. I don't know the last time I sat here and was like, dude, I'm so hungry. And I don't know the last time I had a meal and I was stuffed. So that's also a thing that you have to work out on your own. Liam Parlay. What was more disappointing? I thought Lyndon Arthur fought okay. Lyndon Arthur fought the way I thought he was going to fight. That fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go. It was all right. He just was a 35-year-old who couldn't get out of first gear. Brad Paul, 100%. Brad Paul, 100%. Talk about a guy That shit. You know, the Brad Paul performance reminded me of Nathan Heaney versus Jerome Warburton. Very similar performances. Both guys just looked like both guys look like they got space jammed, if you know what I mean. I don't think you guys are smart. We got a smart chat. You know, both guys look like they got space jammed. Guys, we're 30 minutes in, 52 in here. Like the video. Let me know who you got. Let the questions come in. Egypt up 3-1 in the 84th minute. Rehydration break. I don't think they need a rehydration break. Edwin De Los Santos money line. I'll take a look at the odds. What about your high Tucker? We talked about it. Tiger Johnson. Oh, come on, Tiger. Come on, Floyd. Where am I from? Cedeno, Taliva, Paro, and it's good parlay. Yeah, I don't like Cedeno. I think Tucker beats Cedeno there. You are correct. Fennec in the house. Funny enough, I was in my breakdown. I was talking about the sort of introduction to the global stage for Liam Paro. Liam Paro went into that Brock Jarvis was signed to Matchroom. Eddie was at the fight. Jeff Fennick was obviously cornering Brock Jarvis at the time, and Jarvis was the favorite, and Liam Paro knocked him out in the first round. And that was kind of like an introduction to Liam Paro. Paro had, the win over Montana Love, another one where Paro had to travel. He was the underdog, gets the win. Montana Love had the shine. Paro against Yomar Alamo. Alamo drops him in the first round. Only time Paro had ever been on the canvas, picks himself off the ground, and then wins pretty convincingly. Goes to Puerto Rico, dude. Goes to Puerto Rico, beats a Subaru Matias when Matias was the boogeyman. Nobody wanted to go to Puerto Rico for that fight. Paro outboxes him, outpoints him, and becomes a champion. Then fights Richardson Hitchens, dude. Hitchens is one of my favorite fighters. Hitchens showcased that world-class jab, world-class speed, and he really just showed the world what the highest level of jab could do in a world title fight. And Paro had to make some adjustments, decided it was time to move up a division, takes a fight, I think, at 143 against Jonathan Navarro. That was a Robert Garcia fighter. Garcia didn't come down here for that fight, but his son did. And at one time in the late, like 2019, 2020, Jonathan Navarro was a hot prospect, hot contender. I think he might have been contender of the year, prospect of the year in 2020, 2019. At this time, Navarro was. And then he fights his son against Popo. But Fennec is the only two-division world champion. If Paro wins, he becomes the second. Yeah, I don't care about an 8-inch reach advantage. I don't think Cedeno. I'm not a. I think Yuri Cedeno's everything about that record is padded. I think we've seen it before with the Dominicans. I've been burned before with a padded Dominican record. I'm not buying into the hype with Yuri Cedeno. He didn't handle old mate how we thought he was going to handle him. I think Jahai Tucker is the real deal, dude. My coach is the promoter. He told me this morning there was a deadline yesterday. Shit. Shout out to J-Side, man. Shout out to your coach. Can Bryce Mills survive? I think so, man. Did you guys think Emiliano Vargas looked that great in his last outing? Did Emiliano look like, is Emiliano the guy? He's the better Vargas. Okay, what does that mean? He's the better Vargas. Is he like world class? I got to watch more tape. I asked that question in the Discord. I mean, I think, could Bryce Mills win? People love Emiliano's hand speed. I mean, Bryce Mills isn't coming to lose. I honestly thought beard no. Oh, you thought it was I thought beard no mustache was a Muslim look. You thought it was an Amish look, and now they're out there in Puerto Rico rocking it. So maybe it's the thing to do. Maybe that's the next move, boys. With everything happening in life, with all the chaos, maybe that's what we should all do as a community: is just grow our beards and shave our mustache. That's where we find pure joy and happiness. We grow the beards and shave the mustache. Let's do it. Get it? Yeah, we got to calm down. Yeah, the three Egypt was like yippee-yi-yo. Yeah, about the ass. Do I think Paro? No, I don't think Paro knocks Crocker out. I hope he doesn't knock him out. I don't see him knocking him out. Whichever way you're on. Look, if you're Liam Crocker, if you're putting your money, he's already the underdog. So why get sexy? The money line value is great. If you're doing like a moonshot parlay, take Crocker by knockout. I don't see it. I like, and Paro inverse to that on the money line is a great parlay piece at 71%. I mean, if you have a big bankroll, there's guys that I know personally, you know, I don't know if they're taking this bet, but 71% return is great. 10,000 gets you 7,100 back. So that's already a great money line piece depending on your bankroll. If you don't have a deep bankroll, Liam Paro is a great parlay piece on the money line. For me, I have to get a little bit sexy. My bankroll's somewhere in between. So I'm taking Liam at plus money on points. And these are the tips and the bets I give to everybody. And for all the trolls, I appreciate you just as much. You guys bring more eyes to my channel. Just remember when you're trolling, every bet that I lose and every bet that I win as a community, these are plus money bets. I'm not giving you a 3-leg parlay to make $100 makes you $28, and then I'm heralding myself as the king. No, I'm out here vulnerable as hell, and I know what comes with the territory. So if you want to troll, you can go ahead and troll. I say thank you. What's up, youngin? Moonshot. This is the king of the moonshots right here, boy. Maybe when we grow this thing massively and we really break through, we're at 28, dude. We just passed 28,000 subs on YouTube, man. That's crazy to me. Like I said, my memories of the channel is 700. 700 subs. I was like, man, we're almost at 1,000. Let's get this. So to see it at 28,000, it's exciting. But maybe one day we make a moonshot whiskey, a moonshot parlay. Like, has anybody entered the liquor, the alcohol industry with like a betting angle, like a sports betting angle? Bro, we're already eating. I don't want to get greedy. We're already eating. 90th minute, they're getting 7. Oh, I thought New Zealand was going to get a late one here. We need to. Not going to happen. Has anyone ever scored 2 goals in extra time? What's up, legend? Appreciate you. Johnny Ennis for Xander. Early thoughts this week going with Xander by decision. Styles make fights. Boots will have to cut off ring and fight high guard. Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think that something happens. I like Ennis on points. That's my play. I don't know if I shared it yet. I like Jerron Ennis on points. I think that Xander's youthfulness and his size, it'll be tough for Jerron to get him out of there. Something happens when you're talking about Xander's footwork. I think we're really going to see the speed advantage. I think Jerron's speed and his reflexes and his ability to execute his unorthodox approach, I think Jerron makes it look easy the more I think about it, guys. I initially, like I do with all these close 50-50 fights. Oh my God, Egypt again. 4-1. Oh my God, they didn't score. I think Jerome makes it look easy. I think he's going to use that hand speed, use his footwork, use that unorthodox approach, switch hitter, his power. He doesn't really use a high guard. If anything, my questions with Jerron is sometimes he gets away with a lot of bad habits. So for Xander to win, Xander is going to have to make Jerron pay for those sort of bad habits that he has. Exiting out of the pocket, hands down, switching stances sometimes when he doesn't have to switch. I don't know if Xander has the speed to do all that. I don't like the better athlete. There's no way Xander is even close to the athlete Jerron Ennis is either. So I think Xander's gonna have to. I don't even see how Xander gets it done against Jerron, man. What do you think, Liam Wilson versus Fulton? If Fulton can't box Liam's ears off, Fulton needs to hang him up. Look, Liam Wilson tells the entire world what he wants to do. Everybody here watching this, people in my neighborhood know, everyone on the live stream knows, everyone in the world knows what Liam Wilson wants to do. Murad forward, throw a BS jab at about 50%, not cut the ring off, wish you stay still, and then land his big left hook. He tells everyone in the whole world that's what he wants to do. He doesn't hide it. He doesn't set it up. Stephen Fulton, come on, man. If he can't outbox Liam Wilson, outpoint him, make him frustrated, counter the hell out of him, Fulton needs to hang him up. What do you hear thoughts on Liam versus Dempsey? You guys coming in late. We already talked about it. Don't want to talk about it. I said, why not? Don't want to think about it. I say there's got to be some good reason for your little black backpack. I like Taliva, man. We talked about this. I'll pull it up. This video's coming out tomorrow. I'm doing a Stats Done live video. You'll get to see the breakdown. I say there's got to be some good reason for your bloody black backpack up smack. Don't want to tangle with you. I'd rather. Okay, so these odds are crazy. These odds are. Is this the JSB effect? Because these odds are crashing. That's insane. He's down to plus 205. I got him at plus 240. I gave this. I took Talava last night. I just where his career is going, how he's being moved, his style of fight, his athleticism, his explosiveness, his power, his speed. I don't think Dempsey has that sort of power to frustrate Liam. I think Liam's output. This is a very athletic, strong, powerful, explosive heavyweight. He's a southpaw. He throws his punches. He could throw them straight, but he loops over his hooks. For how the lack of pro experience he has, he would probably say he's battle tested. A guy who's been stopped before and then had a rematch and stopped that guy. He's always gone against bigger dudes. He's never the bigger guy in there. And I think Dempsey McKeon's best days were a decade ago. It's easy to fall in love with the resume with McKeon, who he's been in there with. He went far with Hergovich, been in there with him, ends up getting stopped really late. He got stopped early. A first round knockout against his other step up. But I think this is a perfect fight for Talava. I do. And like I said, at plus 240, he's going to fight for his money. He's down to plus 205, though. So if you want that dog money, those odds are shifting quickly. Don't blame it on me. Has Twitter tweeted about us yet? Has Twitter tweeted about us? Fold might sell Wilson. Wilson is wagering. Yeah, I don't even think. I talked about. I don't want to ever put this sort of thing on any fighters, but watch Liam Wilson give interviews. I'm not quite sure about Liam having all of his faculties about him. I didn't know Liam 10 years ago. I first started hearing Liam talk 5 years ago. With Liam's style, they call him Mr. Damage. I know he spars a lot. To me, nobody wants to talk about this. This is sort of the ugly secret in boxing. But to me, I already see signs of degradation in Liam Wilson, just in how he speaks. Egypt with 3 goals in the second half is gnarly. To go in for a fourth. They almost had a fourth. I can see Boots winning, though, comparable to Mosley versus Vargas. Boots is special. I mean, Xander 23. What is he going to do better than Boots? Like what? I tried to find a path to victory. Speed kills in boxing. I just think that speed. It's not like Jerron's going to stand there and just let him hit it. Like, no, he's going to be in and out. Look how mobile his torso is too. That lead foot, that pepper, boom, boom, pepper, boom. I'm actually worried about the decision, but I'm leaning on Xander's toughness and durability and his youthfulness. Happy Padrino to all the Padrinos out there. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Kane Sandoval will outwork Brent 100. Kane, I've got action on Kane too. Full transparency to those who aren't in the Discord. I already shared this pick with our boys. These odds might shift. I've covered Kane on the channel a couple different times. Just so you know, you guys know we're not fanboys here. In his last fight, I picked against him. He was a plus 490 going into that fight against Julian Rodriguez. I smashed Julian Rodriguez at plus 490. And then by fight night, it was down to like even money. And J Rod, weathered that storm, outclassed him, and, won the fight. I think Kane Sandoval, if you follow his Instagram, ever since that fight, I stayed in contact with him on Instagram, talked about his fitness and conditioning. He never got out of shape. The kid, if anything, I was always like, Kane, for being how young he is in his early 20s, I need to see, how's this kid not have a six-pack? I'm 44 with a six-pack. You know what I'm saying? That's a lifestyle thing, man. If you want to be a world champion, if you want to take this sport serious, you're 21 years old, you're already getting featured on Zuffa, get your ass in shape, man. Stay away from the sugary drinks, stay away from the bullshit foods, dedicate yourself to the game, and let it pay off for the rest of your life and do it. And so I've watched the kid in the gym, I see a devoted kid. Brandon Lee, on the other hand, I don't know if he's a full-time boxer. Brandon Lee doesn't do. I think it's going to come down to grit, pace, output, and volume. And Kane's going to make it a dirty fight. I don't think Brandon Lee has the gumption. I don't think Brandon Lee has the character or the heart for the type of fight Sandoval is going to bring to him. J-Rod, this is why I picked J-Rod, though. I was like, we knew it. We know how Kane fights. J-Rod, on the other hand, at the time was 31. American amateur national champion. He was 14 and 15. Had an early loss in his pro career. Had a massive signing early on, and then people kind of gave up on him. But when you pay attention to J-Rod's career, you're like, this is a lifelong fighter. This is a kid who feels like he has been overlooked and forgotten about, and he's going to answer the call and beckon that sort of fight. This is a grown-ass man on his man stuff. He's been through the grinder. He knows what adversity is. He's the one who feels like he's being overlooked. When Kane brings him that fight, will Kane be able to keep that volume up, or will he drown? Will he fade? Will his conditioning be good enough? Because J-Rod will be there all night, and it's exactly what happened. And Sandoval started fading a bit, and J-Rod was there. And I, on the other side of the coin, I think this matchmaking is perfect. Kane at plus money, dude, against Brandon Lee. What do we? If I already got my action, I shared this bet with the boys, so I really like Sandoval there. I hope Boots Zayas is like De La Hoya most. I think that we should all go in like. I hope Boots Zayas is like Boots Zayas. I want to see Jaron. I want to see Jaron tested. I want to see Jaron on the canvas. And this is I'm going with Ennis on points. I want to see Xander. I want to see if Boots could. I kind of want to see Boots hurt. This is crazy. This is me being the coach. This is me being the journalist. This is me being the sort of predictor. I want to. That's my only question. Can Boots come back from being hurt? Is he a dog? Because a lot of people in the know say he is a dog. We haven't really seen him have to be a dog. I want to see Xander bring that out of him. If anything, I think both of these guys, I think they're both special. I love to see both guys bring the best out of each other. I want to see Xander get off the canvas. I could see both guys, I could probably see Xander on the canvas. I could see Jaron getting buzzed. Jaron has holes in his defense, man. That's my biggest thing. There's things in his defense. He's in his unorthodox approach. He gets lazy with his technique, and he has bad habits. He crosses his feet at times. He doesn't bring his guard up in certain times in the strike zone. He'll be in the strike zone, dude, and have his chin high and his hands down. But because he's so twitchy, he gets away with it. So, he could get buzzed. He could get clipped and, maybe flash knockdown. It's happened. It's boxing. It happens to the best of them. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Our Discord is a dumpster fire right now because of this fight. I predicted it. It's just be be patient with your disagreeing because people were taking Xander just because he's Puerto Rican, and people were taking Boots just because he's from Philly. Not everybody, but there will be those fans who are taking Boots no matter what, and they're taking Xander no matter what. They're not going to give you a game plan. They're not going to give you a path to victory. They're just going to say fuck Xander, or they're going to say fuck Boots. We don't have a lot of that in our Discord, but I woke up this morning and seeing a little bit of it. Just expect that. It's maybe a couple times a year we have these sort of fights where it gets testy with the emotions of bettors, and this is one of those fights. Just be prepared, boys. Yeah, Mosley did. I met Shane before when he was down here for the Anthony Mundine fight, and I was really shocked with how big Shane's hands were. I say that, I have big hand. My dad was 6'4". I'm a little under 6 feet tall. I could palm two basketballs when I was in the sixth grade. I have this picture, and I'm like 5 feet tall, 80 pounds in the sixth grade, skin and bones, and I have two basketballs and I'm palming them. I have massive hands, right? And I remember shaking Shane's hand. I have a photo, and we're like this. We're doing that like that. Dude, Mosley's freaking paws were massive. I'll never forget that. And he came down here hurt. He was already injured, and Mundine got him out of there in the second. But he came down with, I think, a busted vertebrae in his lower back, but he got the payday. Do you think Liam has a chance to knock Crocker? Really think about it with his timing. I mean, I've thought about it. I did a breakdown. Really, this is Jamie's like shaking me. Really think about it, bitch. I thought about it. I did a breakdown. Uh, Anything can happen in boxing. He does have gorgeous timing on his backhand. I love. I'm talking like, and this is, yeah. I talked about it. I think the lessons though Crocker learned from Patty Donovan 1 versus 2 and the fight IQ he showed us with him being able to adhere to a brand new game plan and go from a front foot slugging style to a back foot counter style shows you that he's a thinker in there. That I was impressed with him, that side of his game, which suggests to me that he will be patient enough not to just run in on Paro and risk getting caught with that backhand. I think Liam's going to use the jab and his timing to keep Crocker at bay, to manage those blitzes. You know what I'm saying? That timing and his jab should be good enough to manage the power throughout the fight and manage the blitzes in those moments where Crocker feels he does have an opportunity to sit on something. And I feel throughout the early rounds, Crocker getting touched with the backhand should negate that style of his game plan. And then we're going to have to see how Crocker is going to, will Crocker get desperate? So yeah, I thought about this. Will Crocker get desperate and tell himself later on, I'm gonna have to go for the knockout. I'm down on rounds. I'm gonna go out on my shield. It could happen, man. It's boxing, bro. Think about it. Patty was catching Crocker clean when he was more aggressive and ended up getting dropped. Yeah, this is but then again, with that logic, Patty impressed me against Karen Chukachin. Patty was a bit better than I thought he was. I kind of underestimated Patty. I did think, and I do think Patty Donovan's a tougher fight than Lewis Crocker for Liam Paro. I think stylistically, the Donovan style versus Liam, it'd be more of a chess match. I think this style suits Liam Paro. I think this aggressive style, Liam is going to be composed. And Liam's a skilled fighter, guys. He's very skilled. Great timing, good accuracy, doesn't waste a lot of punches. That's why it was so shocking to see Popo have so much success. The success didn't come, though, until I think it was one big punch. It might have been the third or fourth round at the end of the round. And that, you could hear the gasp of the crowd. Everyone was like, it was crazy. It was a big shot. And then from like rounds 4 to like 7, Liam, his legs weren't there. And he kind of had he survived. He showed us, if he proved anything, he proved that he was able to maneuver through those waters. And then rounds 8, 9, and 10, he started getting back to his game plan. He was bloodied up and swollen. Won a couple of those later rounds. But Popo was like turning on it and going, trying his best to get Liam out of there, and he couldn't. Not obviously not a big puncher. I said in my breakdown, Crocker's obviously a bigger puncher than Popo. It was Popo's size, reach, and length that coming from 140, Paro had never been in there with a 6-foot guy. Kane is posting internally. I think he's in good shape, right? Yep. I've been following. Like Kane and I chatted after the J-Rod pick because he messaged me. I put the video up of me breaking it down, and he that's how we started linking up on Insta. We all want to. No, we don't. No, we don't. Boot's about to. No one wants to see Xander win. What you talking about, Willis? We're about to see Philadelphia in the house. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground. That's where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and all shooting some b-ball outside the school. With a couple of guys. They were up to no good. Started getting in trouble with my neighborhood. I got one little fine. My mom got scared. She said, "Your mama, what your auntie and uncle?" I pulled up to the. Hey, my guy, what are you feeling with Liam decision and your dog? By the way, I really like both. What's up, Nathan? I'm in, man. I'm in. I'm never just. Dude, man, I'm not working hard for my money just to throw it away, big dog. I'm in. I'm locked in. Switched on. 48 hours from now can't come soon enough. Liam Talavaa, he will fight for your money. Come on. What else do we want? Maybe that should be our perimeter from here on out. Will said fighter fight for our money? Johnny, but you picked Brad Pauls. Yeah, dude. Because against Shaquille, he fought for our money. Even Brad Pauls bankrupted me 2 fights in a row. Not really. I only went a quarter unit this week. But I picked Shaquille. Brad Pauls knocked him out. I picked Brad Pauls. Bradley Goldsmith all of a sudden space jammed him. So, Liam Talavaa will fight for your money. Liam Paro will definitely fight for your money. And I'm not going to ever put money on. It's a lot of you boys in the Discord were betting on fights this week and asking me who I liked, and I said I didn't bet. There were fights this morning in Italy. I didn't bet. I didn't bet on a lot of boxing this weekend. I did Ryan Gardner, which it went exactly how we thought, to be Magnesi. And then I lost Lyndon Arthur on points, but that went exactly how we thought it would go. I lost Bradley Pauls. But other than that, those were my picks. In the Discord live, we hit Oscar Caiazzo prop, which was nice. And then we made all of our money with our UFC triple that the whole squad got. That hit. All this is plus money. No one's like, hey, I don't need you guys to thank me. But not one. Hey, Jay, nice hit on that triple. Nope. You know what I got? Hey, Jay, you was wrong about Bradley Pauls, motherfucker. Like, all right, damn, player, shit. Y'all guys is crazy out here. You was wrong, but what about Bradley Pauls, though? But what about your mama? Your mama said, y'all talking about my mama now, motherfucker? Like, shit, you don't make me shit. But that's how I compute the trolling. That's the voice I hear. But what about your mama? What is this? We all want Xander. This ain't no echo chamber, man. Well, you want me to change it? Xander says boxing? We all want Xander to win. Is Boots a dog? You know what I'm saying, BX? Why is that funny? BX, why is that funny? Maybe you misinterpreted what I meant. Like, does he have the dog in him? I've never seen him get hurt and get up. We can't. I've seen this more often than not in my. We'll say I'm 44 minus 7, 37. In my 37 years of boxing, I'll tell you what I have seen. I've seen undefeated guys who've been found out before, who had a shiny record before or had been cruising before, and then they get dropped or stopped, and you realize, like, oh shit, they can't be the hammer, they can't be the nail. They can only be the hammer. Some guys are front runners. Some guys can't be The nail, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a guy who was a front runner. My point is, we won't know these things until we're confronted with these things. We've never seen Giron overcome real adversity, whether it's a head clash or a cut, see his own blood, get dropped. We've never seen this. We've seen, that's all I'm saying. So we can't hypothesize the outcome from a scientific perspective. If you're doing any sort of scientific analysis in order to hypothesize an outcome, predictability, you can't guess. A hypothesis is an educated guess based off of prior sort of knowledge. But in boxing, I'd be a casual if I said, Xander Boots got that dog in him. I'd be a casual. How? He's undefeated, high knockout to win ratio, great athlete. I'm picking him to win. But in order for me to say a guy has the dog, Chico Corrales had a dog in him. Arturo Gatti had a dog in him. Evander Holyfield had a dog in him. Guys who've been knocked down before. That's what I mean. And basically, that's complimenting Boots. What I'm saying, it's actually a compliment because he's cruised and blown everybody out the water. Good people try to act like, dude, Sergey Lipnitz is a good win. David Avanesyan's a good win. Karen Chukachin's a good win 2 times. Stanionis is a good win. The only, that first fight at 154 is questionable. Usama Lima, that's very questionable. But he's only going to fight who they put out in front of him. And it was but he goes from testing the waters. He's had 90 seconds of a pro career at 154. So this is a kid with 90 seconds of pro experience at 154 fighting for the belts. Hopefully you understood that, brother. But Johnny, which victor would be better for you? Which victor would be better for boxing? You think better for boxing? What do you mean, brother? Brandon? What do you mean, brother? What you mean, big dog? What do you mean better for boxing? I think both guys are great for boxing. I think both guys are great. I like both guys. I don't think there's a loser here. This is my outtake. This is my outlook. You get one. I don't think there's a loser here. Both guys have already won, in my opinion, for making this fight happen. In this day and age of giving this rhetoric around talking heads, the best fighters don't fight the best. We can't. Boxing's in a bad state. This is proof it's not. Shout out to both men for me. Shout out to both guys for signing on. There's no losers here. This is already a win. Boots versus Xander. It's already a win. Xander I don't think if Xander, this is what I'm saying. I don't think if Xander wins, he's going to shock anybody. We know Xander is a world champion. Xander's he has 2 of the belts. He's only 23 years old. He's getting better with each fight. He grew up in front of us. We've watched Xander on Top Rank since he was 17 years old. I miss, remember Cornrow Xander? We've watched him learn the language. This kid is special, marketable, says all the right things, talented. I don't think he's going to shock anybody. So this is what my job and my duty is with my channel over the next few years, is to continue to do what we're doing. We're debating the fights, but also to further push the narrative of boxing that you could disagree and not do it from a casual take. I'm agreeing. Xander, if Xander beats Boots, I don't think he's shocking anybody. Xander is that dude. I just think Boots is better than him. That's the crazy thing. I think that Xander will come again. He's only 23 years old. Could you imagine Xander at 28? This kid, not even in his full grown man strength yet at 23, already a big guy at 154. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to see Xander at 60. Xander's best days might be at 160. You know what I'm saying? Xander, it looks to me he's boiling himself down to make 54. And we know about Boots boiled himself down for way too long to make 47. So what I'm saying is, just if he loses to Boots, whether he gets knocked out early or it's a war, or he loses on points, he's definitely going to come again, dude. This kid at 23, not even close to his physical prime or maturation. I mean, I can't wait to see Xander at 28. Xander at 28, like I said, he might be the best 160, in the world then. Who knows? Or 168. So, and these guys might fight a couple times. You know what I'm saying? These guys, this might be the first of something special. This is my outlook on the sport. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm an optimist. I don't throw people away. You know what I'm saying? We could be looking at a trilogy. So, who knows? I think we're due for a high-level trilogy. Let's go. Speaking of Irish fighters, random question. Callum Walsh is fighting Tyler Denny. Yeah, I know. Come on, Jamie. I know both these guys. We cover both of these guys. If I said I didn't know Walsh or Denny, leave my channel. I've covered both of these guys throughout their career. Callum Walsh is a guy, I don't know if he is who Dana White sold to us. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching Callum Walsh since his first fight on Hollywood Fight Night on UFC Fight Pass 4 years ago. I don't know if Callum is the guy that Dana thought in Callum that he was getting Connor. That's all I'm going to say. Tyler Denny's a pro. Been in there, more experienced. I don't have a prediction for it yet. The triple was fire. Screw them here. No, come on, babe. Yeah, if they're gonna acknowledge. Appreciate you, Nathan. The haters come with the territory. I don't think the people who. What I do understand about this is, for guys on the outside who aren't in our community, they don't like our rhetoric, which is fine, but that's on purpose. They don't understand the philosophy of We Up. We Up is a community mantra. It's a personal mantra of mine. No matter what, we up. We're here. We're breathing. We up. We already up. We already won. You know what I'm saying? That it's a mantra. People from the outside, they just see our wins. We up. Who this cat out here? He don't know nothing about boxing. He only be doing all that. That's how I hear the haters. So I appreciate the support. What's up, Luke? It's almost time for the Croc to put. Dude, it could happen, man. It could happen. Do you see, Luke? Do you see Croc? Do you see it happening early or late? You know what I'm saying? That I think he'd have to catch Liam. Are you expecting a breakdown? Because you're expecting, if you're saying that if it looks like Popo, where Popo's shortcomings were in his power, Crocker will make him pay. I've seen Crocker fade too. It's not Crocker doesn't have that kid is chiseled out of rock. You know what I'm saying? Like that sort of physique. It's tough to keep that output up. Maybe he's managing his output. We'll see. Maybe we'll see a version of him like a mix of Donovan 1 and a mix of Donovan 2, a guy who could, because we've yet to see him go full front foot and then be able to counter in the same fight. Boots is clearly a dog. That's why him being a dog would be the last of my worries. No, that's my biggest worry. I think my biggest worry with Boots is him being chinny. Like my biggest worry with Boots is his durability. There's something like when I watch his tape, when I watch him taking clean shots at 147, when I watch the holes he has in his defense, but they don't look like holes because he's so gifted. It looks like talent and skill. You can only get away with that so much. That reflex style has a ceiling. Think Roy Jones Jr. So he gets away with a lot. He crosses his feet. His footwork sometimes is in bad positions. He doesn't, I do like his fight IQ in terms of when to turn it on and when to step back. I like his connection with his coach and his father, Bozy, in the corner. We saw it against Usman Lima. He hurt him, but he was waiting for his dad to say jump on him. His dad said jump on him. He got him out of there. So we've seen that happen in other fights. Boots has an awesome connection with his pops, which is great, which isn't always the case with father-son corners. But when I'm watching his tape, and I've watched his entire career, there's just certain things that I like. I wish that he would fix that he hasn't fixed. Elbows being out, hands being down, chin being high, exiting off a straight line in the pocket while somebody's punching. He just gets away with a lot of things that you can't get away with for forever. I don't think he retires undefeated. There's some. I don't think. I question his durability. And then when you put in the fact for like almost a decade, you have a kid, good amateur who turns pro and stays the entire time at 47. That means that all of those fights he had all those weight cuts. That means all of that dehydration on the brain. I do, man. I've never seen. I don't have a reason for it yet. But if there would be a knock for me on Boots, it'd be everything I just said. It'd be everything I just said. Like you think he gets away with that style at 154? We'll see. We're going to find out. I'm picking him to win, by the way, but we're going to find out. So my biggest worry on him is his durability. Last question, early prediction, Lamont Rhodes Cepeda. Ooh, love that fight. I like both guys, man. I think Zepeda might be wrong for Lamont, though. I think that pressure forward, El Camarón style, that volume on the front foot, don't let you breathe. Lamont is a great counterboxer. We saw that on full display. Lamont is highly skilled. We saw that on full display. Zepeda is kind of a guy, man. I think Zepeda's style might be wrong for Roach. I know that's not a popular opinion here. We'll see. That's a great fight. Let's go. Good question. Boots has over 30 fights and only 4 are not questionable. Boots has over 30 fights and only 4 are not questionable. Fact, some guys can't come back, and when the mystique slips, Topuria will have to. Ain't that the truth, brother? Ain't that the truth? Well, but that's another thing that, like, Topuria, there's a ceiling with weight classes, guys. He was. The idea that they were talking about him fighting at 170 is out of, like, go back to 145, take a year off, go see a psychologist, and get back in the gym. That's what I would tell Ilya. What's your pick? We're not doing this again. Tapped in late. Thoughts on Sandoval Lee? You guys are coming in late, man. Guys, we're an hour and 12 minutes in. There's 55, and you like the video. Mar the Prince is in the house. Shout out to Mar. Covered this ad nauseum. I check the picks. I like Sandoval as the dog. I got him at plus 140. He's already down to plus 105. I like Jahai Tucker to beat the brakes off of Cedeno. I'm sorry. Look, Cedeno won me money in his last fight. I don't have faith in these inflated Dominican records, man. Jahai Tucker, dude, since he's a teenager, been getting paired nasty. Only what's Jahai? 23? Jahai's gonna use his physicality, his strength. He might not have the speed advantage. I think he's the more seasoned fighter. Cedeno is the prettier sort of shiny toy pick, which I get. A lot of knockouts, undefeated, Dominican flair, all that good. Dude, Jahai Tucker's don't give a shit about any of that. Jahai Tucker's going to put his hard hat on. He got his pail. He's in the coal mines. He's out here. His light on his helmet ran out, but he don't care either. So I like Jahai Tucker in that fight. Right. Right. What's up, History Vault? Where you been at, boy? Riots will happen if Zayas wins. Count on that. Well, it's in New York. Good riots or bad riots? New York, New York ain't the city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might get booed if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I'm from the dog pound. Money is coming in on Boots by knockout. Yeah, what's up, Frankie? Yeah. Yeah. Guys, we got a good one, don't we? Boys, we got a good one, boys. Let's see it. Let's see what props. We got a good one, boys. I'm going to check the Jahai line real quick. Oh, Jahai on points at plus money. I'm going to do it. Jeez, there's a lot of eye candy right now, gentlemen. Jahai on points at plus 105 is nice. Dude, we got some good lines, boys. We can't get too greedy. We got to be sure this weekend we don't get greedy because it's kind of been a little bit slower. These odds right now are tasty. I think the secret to this weekend is going to be knowing when to pull the trigger, knowing what fights to lay off on. We don't have to fucking bet on every fight. Sorry for the F-bomb. Sorry, Mom. We don't have to bet on every fight. And understanding your bankroll. I was telling a client of mine this because everybody wants action. Everybody loves the Discord, right? And I was explaining to him, it's not always about picking winners and losers, which sounds crazy. Sometimes your biggest wins are knowing when to pull the trigger on your bankroll, knowing when to go heavy, knowing when to go light, knowing when to lay out. Kenny Rogers did a song about this. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold 'em. Like, I'll have throwaway bets, and I know that's a bad thing to say. Like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but from a bankroll perspective, For me, maybe there's another term for it. Maybe other people who bet for they call it something else. In my head, it's always been a throwaway bet. A throwaway bet for me is kind of like a risky, high reward, low investment bet. I call it a throwaway bet. So like a guy, and these are the ones I get burnt. You don't know shit about boxing. I can't believe you took Austin Deanda at plus 600 to beat Michelle Rodriguez. I'm like, bitch, did you not hear what you just said? I took Austin Deanda at plus 600. But that's the shit I get trolled for. So that's an example of like, high reward, low investment. Throwaway bet. I'm not going to take Michelle Rodriguez at $1.22. You know what I'm saying? So, knowing when to pull the trigger on how much you bet on what specific option you're getting is another thing. You shouldn't be betting $100 on every fight. You shouldn't be betting $25 on every fight. Even if your bankroll's $50 or $10, you shouldn't be betting the same amount on every bet. You should create a strategy that has a little bit of intuition behind it, of understanding that these are riskier bets, these are safer bets. Over time, if I'm able to maximize the riskier bets 1 and 4 versus the safer bets 3 out of 4, and learn how much I'm putting on each one, this is how I make a lot of money on it. And this is like, but to be honest, when you're looking at the ones that it's obviously the plus 600s, you're going to hit them, you're not going to hit them. But when they hit, you look like a genius. When they don't hit, you don't know shit about boxing. Now, you can't always take plus 600s, obviously. I don't do it all the time. I've hit more than I've lost on those bets, though. It's just something to think about this weekend, because as we're looking at the value, boys, these odds are tasty. So you said Boots by knockout. Sheesh. Look at Xander on points. Fuck. Plus 500 is insane. Xander on points, mate. That's really hard to pass up. I'm sweat. My plays are I took Boots on points. And these odds haven't shifted. Boots and knockout has been at 80% for me for a month. So I took Ennis on points. I gave it to the squad. Let me see what I took him at. I put this bet in, just so you guys know. I placed it on June 7th. So I got Jerron on points at plus 280. It's gone down slightly. So that's what I like. Because, I mean, we could like when you're looking at the money lines, Xander money line plus 340 is insane. But if you're a Xander fan, I would play. If you're a Xander fan, I'd play Xander on points. Plus 500 is freaking. It's very tempting. It's very tempting to just hedge something with that or build a moonshot parlay with Xander on points. I'm not going to do it. I know some of the boys are, and if it hits, you guys will look like geniuses. And if it's not, and if it does hit, you guys will tell me I don't know shit about boxing, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm finding it comical that I get offended. That's the crazy shit. Is my mom would always say, "Is like, Johnny, you're so sensitive." Since I was a little kid, I'm like, I'm not sensitive. I'm competitive. There's a difference. So. I write shit down, dude. I have a list of trolls that I've written down, motherfucker. A list of names that I've I don't forget anything, boy. I got issues. Jefferson, Ryan, this Cash Out King. This is crazy. I'm not gonna put anyone on blast. I'm being 100% real. I wrote this list on April 1st. So what is it now? We must be doing something right, because guess what? It's June 22nd. On April 1st, I watched the live stream, not somebody else's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wrote down 7 names who were bad mouthing me on somebody else's live stream. And 1, 2, 3 of the 7 are now on our Discord. They're now JSB insiders. And 2 of the 7 I talk to like once a week sharing tips. And I've never once, I think I might have made these names public once in April because I'm a petty freaking bitch. But I digress. I think it's all for the game. It's all for the love of the game. I think if Boots does it out of there 1 through 6, Zayas, dude, plus 500 is amazing. Boots gonna make Zayas look like Mark Castro. You think you like the knockout, Eric? Eight. Like if I guarantee some of the heavy hitters in our Discord, 80% return is nice. And I get and I will be salty, by the way. It's hindsight's always 2020. If Boots goes in and just starches Zayas and gets the knockout, I'm gonna be like, fuck, man. 80. I'm gonna be like, I got greedy. 80% look great. 80% is a great return for a large output, and it's a great parlay piece. But for the love of the game and the respect I have for Xander, I don't see Xander. Let's say Boots' power is real. And I could see Xander is a smart enough fighter. He has a lot of skills that he can navigate that power and work from the outside. And I could see Xander kind of, who is the kid that we just saw go up against Inoue and survived? MJ. Would fans be booing if, let's say Xander gets hit a couple times and then he's like, screw this. I'm going to just fight from the outside. That's what I'm hoping. Not that exact scenario. I'm hoping for a competitive fight. Like I said, I think both guys could get hurt. I think Zepeda overwhelms Lamont. Yeah, Winston, same. I think Zepeda's style was wrong for Lamont. You got. I'm gonna say on the low, on the real down low. I'm a low key Derevyanchenko fan, dude. I will. He ain't like just for the sake of his chin and how people have avoided him. Even when he's 58 years old, he's still gonna be competitive. Jalil Hackett, wild boy. It's a good fight. I gotta see the odds. I like that fight. I'm a boxing nerd though. I don't know. I feel like Cedeno is a trap. His tape looks great and seems to have everything to beat Jahai. You think his tape looks good? Watch his last fight. He had me sweating. I don't think his tape looks good. He a bit. This dude, fresh. This dude, Fresh BX. He a bigger dog. I don't know Fresh BX, but I know him from my chat, so I gotta give him his respect for how I think he sounds. He a bigger dog than Roy, and Roy my guy. Talk to people in the U.S., man. They might laugh at you for questioning if he's a dog. You just compare Jaron Ennis to Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr., arguably, for a decade, give or take, you guys can pull it up, I think from 93, the James Toney fight, from 94 to 2004, a decade, that period, the greatest fighter man has ever seen. You just compare Jaron Ennis to that guy? Smoking on hay, hay in the middle of the barn. Smoking on hay, hay in the middle of the barn. You out here wild. Quality over quantity. Let's go. Out of curiosity, why do you think they have Paro and Crocker so close in odds, considering both of their resumes are so different? Paro experience levels, different weight classes, Jamie, or Jaime Gutierrez, Jamie, different weight classes. Crocker's a champion. He's the bigger guy. Fought his career 47. Liam Paro only has one fight at 47, a fight in which he didn't look that great in, went the distance with David Pepot, a Frenchman who really gave Liam trouble. And so the thing about that fight that gave Liam trouble was Pepot's size. And so this is why. Paro's experience at 140 versus Crocker's belt, and Crocker being the bigger guy at 47, that bridges the gap of odds. I wonder how Cedeno approaches the fight. He has nearly a foot of reach advantage over Tucker. He's going to fight him from the outside. He's going to try to catch him. He's going to try to counter him. And Jai Tucker's going to use that his power advantage and his physicality to get on the inside. He's going to break this dude. I do not trust Dominican fighters at this stage of the game. Pull the list up. Pull the list up. Dude, do you guys remember 2 months ago we were watching If somebody in the chat remembers this fight, I know you guys are savages. Somebody's going to remember the name. It wasn't a world level fight. We were streaming in the Discord 2 months ago in the Dominican. It was a Dominican main event, and it was like the number 18 140 pounder in the world. He was a Dominican Olympian. I think he was 14-0 with 13 knockouts, fighting a real veteran who was a Puerto Rican guy who lived in the Dominican. And the Puerto Rican guy was like 28-7 and had been stopped 4 times. And the Dominican guy, the hometown kid, the A-side favorite, is fighting his ego, and he gets dropped in the second round, and he ends up getting knocked out in like the 4th or 5th round as like a 8-1 favorite. And I was like, what did we just watch? And I started doing my research, and then we had another Dominican on the show who was an Olympian, but he's a Dominican Olympian. And I'm like, dude, making the Olympics, just because you're an Olympian from one country doesn't hold true as like being an Olympian from another country. Dominican Republic is known for baseball. Shout out to the DR, by the way. Some of my craziest nights happen in the DR. Y'all ain't ready for that, though. Let's go. We got videos. Bless all, man, for real, guys. Life is short. I don't think life is too short. I need to do better. We all need to do better. That's the realest of the real right there. I mean that when I say that. Life is play. I tell you guys this all the time. I don't care how spiritual you are, if you're spiritual or not, if you're religious or not. The first thing I do every morning is I thank you. I give a thank you out for just waking up. And then the next bit I do is the opportunity. When your eyes open, no matter how shitty life is or where your eyes are opening or where you are in the world, if you're playing your life one game at a time, one day at a time, life is play. We're in a game. These processes, it's up to us to problem solve and decipher if we want to get to a next level. That's an opportunity. Thank you. All we want is an opportunity. Thank you. That's how I live my life. Xander is a plus 600. No, he's not. He's a plus 600 on points. Plus 340, big dog. Money line plus 340. Cepeda is a better version of Pitbull in Lamont. Yeah. All right. So see, it's not all. You don't know. This is maybe. Yeah, I do like Cepeda. Are we getting odds on that? Oh shit, guys! I might do a long-term dog parlay. That's gonna. I'm gonna do a long-term. I'm gonna as soon as we get off. I've been on for 90 minutes. There's 51 of you savages still in here. Could you like the video for me? Subscribe to the channel. I hate doing all the business shit. I hate having to say join the Discord. By now, you guys know what you have to do if you want to become part of our community. But I might do a long-term dog parlay. Cepeda at plus 170, dude? Are y'all giving us Cepeda on props? No. Cepeda on points is kind of like ding, 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 ding. I won. Give me my money. You what? I lost. Boots has been beating sparring partners' bones. Boots probably took Jahai's soul in the gym. He will be weak in the fight. I like the Berlanga Butler fight. It's good matchmaking. Berlanga needs a win. Butler been making, dude. If you're in our group, Steven Butler has been making us knockout prop money for like 2 years. Shout out to Eye of the Tiger. So Butler is going to give Berlanga the fight he wants. It's a sneaky fun fight. I'm here for it. You guys might talk shit about Berlanga. I'm here for Eddie versus Butler for sure. You said Roy name. That's the reason. Yeah, reflex fighter. Reflex fighter. Roy's a perfect example to use of what happens when a reflex fighter degrades. That was exactly my point. The degradation as men, as we get older in anything in our life, what's the first thing to leave? Speed, baby. Speed. Reflexes. So when you're making your money as a prize fighter at the top of the echelon, winning world titles as a reflex fighter, Just watch Roy's career from 2004 onwards. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly my point. Dominican fighter, right? Champ. Who else has PTSD in here betting on Dominican fighters, boy? I'm taking Jahai. I don't care what you say. I'm taking Jahai Tucker. Boots broke Jahai's ribs in sparring. La-di-da, la-di-da. Boots broke Jahai's ribs. We ate ribs with this dude. Soccer question. Since you've been following World Cup, who you got tomorrow? Argentina. Let's go. I'm going to end this real quick. We did a big World Cup poll, and we had to pick the teams. Obviously, Argentina has the best jerseys. I picked Argentina out of a pool, so that's my team. My girl picked Brazil. Let's see. We got any action? Is there? Oh, I missed action. Is there a game? No, the game just ended. Argentina, $1.47. We got Argentina versus Austria tomorrow. France versus Iraq. Norway versus Senegal. Sneaky. I might take Senegal as the dog, even though people love Norway right now. Jordan versus Algeria. Jordan plus 500. The draws have been paying out. The dogs are barking. You guys are beasts. Young ain't been at work. You missed a lot. We've been on for like 90 minutes. Subjoint, just checking it out. I should know this now, but can you clarify where on the Discord can we access streams? Is it in? Okay, so the streams during the fights, you're going to go to... I'll pull it up for you real quick. I'll show you. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for you, babe. Right here, Mike. So if you go to our tabs. Okay, it's loading. So you see the tabs, you see boxing. Right there, fight links. So this is where the links will be dropped. And then also, Mike, one of our insiders named Kai, K-A-O, Kyle, K-O, he streams during the fight. So if ever the links aren't working, come down here, all the way down to this general area. I'll move the comment and I'll move my head. Okay, so come down to the general area, and in that general area, you will see an icon. When Kyle is streaming the fights, it'll say, I think it'll say audio channel, and then you click it and you'll be able to watch it. So that's another great value. If you guys aren't in our Discord, we stream all the fights. It'll save you thousands. You guys are the best community in the world, man. I'll see you tomorrow. We got a lot of work to do.